Okay, everybody, this is going to be your quick hits for chapter 1. These videos are only going to be a couple of minutes long, not like the other ones, just for me to give you some quick highlights of things from chapter 1 to be focusing on for your exam coming up on Friday. So let's jump into it. Chapter 1 is going to talk all about what is a family. And there are some traditional definitions of the family. What I typically do in the semester when I teach this class is we go around the room and everybody would share their own definition of family. So I want you to just pause for a second and think, how do I define family? And what you need to know is there's 8 people in a class plus myself, and all of us probably have a different definition of the term family. Oh, by the way, Josiah is on with me too. He's going to try to be pretty quiet though, right? Yeah, be quiet. How do we define family? Well, there's probably going to be 9 different definitions of how we define family. How we're going to define it for this program is family is an intimate group of 2 or more people living together in a committed relationship, caring for one another, and any children who also share activities and close emotional ties. And family is going to be made up of both biological kin and fictive kin, people who are non-related but considered to be family because of bonds. So family is different from person to person, but scientifically speaking, we're going to have that kind of broad definition of what family is. Also, I want you to focus on family function. Families have norms, things that are rules that are defined by culture, where this is a norm for the family, and all families have functions that they are to fulfill. So family functions might include things like procreation and socialization, or learning about social class, or providing emotional support, those types of things. And all families fulfill those functions, or at least set out to fulfill those types of functions. But you also need to know that there are specific pieces of family that vary from culture to culture, right? The concept of marriage is universal, but how marriage is done, what marriage looks like, what a wedding looks like, how marriages one may have, those all vary from culture to culture. And so understanding that families are all similar, but also there's a lot of variation. There's a lot of variation there within families. You also need to just know that in our country there are some myths about families. We've kind of propped up the 1950s black and white Leave It to Beaver family as the ideal family. In real life, that's a myth. Other myths: there are fewer problems now than there were back then, or there are fewer problems back then than there are now. That being in a family means you're going to be happy, and that everyone has strong family ties. There's a lot of myths, so make sure you pay attention to the myths, because myths can be very dysfunctional, and can harm us and keep our attention away from real issues. And so we need to pay attention to those. And then finally, we just need to understand that family is changing. Family is changing. You might hear some people say family is declining. That's not true. Family is simply changing. The way that we understand family, the way that we approach family, and our family structure, our family sizes are changing. Demographics We see family and non-family households, meaning blood-related and non-blood-related households. We see more non-marital childbearing. We see a higher number of single people at all ages and more cohabitation. We see more adult children living with their parents. The divorce rate continues to go down. We have more one-parent families. We are an aging society, so we have a lot more older people, 65 and older, than we ever have. So we are changing, and that's a great thing. Birth rates are declining, so as birth rates decline and our families continue to age, then we're going to see an older type of society. But regardless of all of these things, when we get to family, we're going to take a multicultural approach to how we define it and how we explore it. I think you will be blessed by that approach over your time here at OC. All right, that's some stuff from chapter 1. I'll post another one in a minute.